Yeah. 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 So many lies that you hear from the net, they don't get her respect. She reporting the truth, not a check. You want an unbiased opinion straight from the chest, not a bit accomplice or someone here for a check. Tune in, these are thoughts from a lawyer on a mission who goes so hard it's like she works on commission. Trolls in the comments might say she tripping cause they lack the knowledge they don't know they missing. Got a couple current events that you like, wanna know about law from the eyes. Tired of all these blogs running lies because their agendas are disguised. Tune in to the intellect, cause I'm sure y'all missing all the facts of the case that she steady is gifted. Someone here for the people, man, it's so uplifting. If you ain't subscribed yet, then you just omitting facts.
Hello, everyone. It is Pam Esquire, also known as your law intellect. You guys, please do me a favor, hit that like on the way in. If you are not a subscriber to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button as well. I've been trying to do this little live since 12 o'clock. Your girl feels like garbage. I've been traveling, and so I had to peel myself up out of bed so that I can give you the bit of information that I do have. You guys know over here that when we report it on both sides. I don't take it personal when I report it from both sides. I say what the law is, and then I feel like the law should be abided by regardless of who the person is. And I know that I have voiced my issue that I may have had with Sylvia. However, to me, that has nothing to do with the legal aspects of it. So I am still going to be fair, as I have always been when it comes to anybody that I have talked about over here. I don't plan to be before you long, but I think we all have been wondering how Sylvia, or why she would still be incarcerated like a week later. Let me know if anybody has been, wondering why would a week later she still be in jail? Because from my understanding, there was a misdemeanor. There were two misdemeanors. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, on Wednesday of last week, I believe it was, Sylvia went to court, and we know she streams a lot of court hearings. She does a lot of court correspondence type blogging, and she was arrested when she came into the courthouse. And I also voiced that the individual, I don't know Dana, who is the person she has the issue with. I just know generally they met because they were R. Kelly fans and supporting R. Kelly, and they met perhaps in the Chicago trial. And one of the things that I said on my platform, which I thought was a little interesting, was that I saw Dana go from platform to platform, and in my opinion, I felt like it wasn't 100% of the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was looking at it and I'm like, some of this ain't making sense now of what he was saying. And apparently there must have been other people that have said it, because he did this long post, he being Dana, the other day, where, and I'll read the post to you guys if you haven't seen it. But it's just, so when the stuff happened with Sylvia, when she got arrested, from my understanding, she was aware that there was an arrest warrant. I kept saying, if you knew you had an arrest warrant, why wouldn't you just go in, try to get a consent bond, which is basically what Trump's people did. They went and they talked to the prosecutor or their attorneys, and they got what's called a consent bond. So when they went in, they got processed and they were out. So I didn't understand that aspect. But another thing that kind of bothered me about the case with Dana was there was a TRO that was issued on the 7th. I don't understand, and you guys can help me because perhaps you've been following this more than I have. Well, I know you have, because I haven't been following it at all. There was, I, when she went to when Sylvia went to court, there was already a TRO in place. I don't understand, and again, help me understand why Dana would have even came to the court, because this is my thought process when I was looking at everything. If you know there's a TRO and you know that Sylvia is at the court, what would have been your reasoning for going to the court knowing that that's where she was at? Then there was a video when she was on Wisdom's daughter. And in that video, he's recording, he's whistling, but he's recording her getting into, I guess, the vans or maybe the trucks that the SUVs that she would have been taken away in allegedly, but it was just all weird to me. So it's basically a it's basically a misdemeanor. Let's just think about this because this is what we do. There's two misdemeanors, and I know people are saying it's the holidays, and that could be the reason why. But to me, that was a 24-hour situation where you go and you get a bond and you come out. I never would have expected that on Tuesday she would still be in jail for these two misdemeanors. So I know a lot of people have been blaming Dennis and blaming other people who've had some issues with them. But actually Dennis, to his credit, because I was asking these questions and I'm not in Georgia. I know a lot of people that's there in high, spots, but I'm not in Georgia. And Dennis actually was like, he was trying to find out and was trying to help to see if there was something that he can do so that she can get a bond. So I have an update just based on what Dennis has sent me, and he may be in the chat. And let me see. Miss Cinnamon said, I guess the problem is Fulton because Clayton County Magistrate was having bond hearings live stream all weekend. That's another thing, Miss Cinnamon. This is what I was saying is people keep saying holidays and they do stuff on the weekends. You have magistrates that do video arraignments and stuff on the weekend. So it was just a bit weird to me. And again, I look at everything. I don't look at it like I'm just not a person that because I don't like you, I want to believe everything that people say bad about you. I think that's a bad way to be, and I'm just not like that. And I'm also a person that believes that the system it should be fair to everybody, not just the ones that I agree with or get along. And like I said, I don't have anything against Sylvia like that. I didn't like some moves, and I'm sure she may not like moves against me. Like that's just what it is, and I voiced my opinion and kept it moving. But this is a bit much. So Dennis sent he's been in communication and was told where she was at due to overcrowding. So, according to information that Dennis received, again, this is not Pam talking directly. He was really trying to figure out what was going on. She's at there were deputies that were sent yesterday to the detention center where she's at. And they were saying she could only be released to Fulton County Sheriff's Office first so she could be booked. Then I guess Clayton County can get her. It sounds crazy to me. So they came over there to get her allegedly over there in Clayton County. And there was information that, well, she got to be booked in Fulton. So it sounds like they picked her up and put her in a holding center and instead of going straight to book her. So in theory, you haven't been booked yet. So before they want to let her go, she has to be booked. Now, what the timeline of that is, none of us know. And this just sounds absurd to me. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. The way it's moving just sounds absurd to me. Yeah, Henry said there is no such thing as holidays when it comes to bond. I never heard of anybody with two misdemeanors saying about no a bond this long. Me neither. And I'm not from Georgia. I'll give my disclaimers. And Georgia does some strange things. But I just find it crazy that you can have people like Trump who is accused of trying to overturn an election. You can have them and their attorneys negotiate, tell them, oh, Friday's a good time for me. Okay, you come, you post bond, you go in, get processed, and you go right out. Why is this lady in here for a week? So if you guys are in that area or whatever, this is the information that I received, was that she can only be released after the Fulton County Sheriff's Office first books her. But right now she's just in holding, so she hasn't been booked yet. What type of shenanigans is this? So I came to y'all. When I got the update, I said, let me see who is over there in Fulton County that can make this make sense to me. Because again, this is all allegations and accusations. And I gave my theory without going back 4.5 years, which is how long this supposedly has been going on. But the way, let me read. Somebody illegally blind says sounds like someone is sick of her. I don't, that ain't good enough. You got to give me, fair is fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to give me a reason, because that doesn't make sense. So the other day, apparently Dana must be mad at people. He does an official statement. Okay, you guys ready for this official statement? He says, I must say, you people in all caps were given some bad information about this situation simply because her enterprise is trying to run a distraction for YouTube. At no point do I take pride in this, nor do wish ill on Sylvia, but in the same breath, F Sylvia and her enterprise. Like, what? On God, the tag was not in my car, but it was on my car. Because he's alleging that there was an air tag on the car, and Sylvia is the one that put it there. That's his allegation. That's the stalking and trespassing. He says, the tell it all coming very soon. The tell it all coming very soon, play by play. Dana J is the victim in this case, and people are trying to dumb down what was done to me by this lady and her enterprise. Sylvia, do you got an enterprise? Could somebody tell me who is a part of this enterprise? Cool. But what if what they did to me in the past 4.5 years was done to you? Then how would you feel? What would you have done different from what I have done? When she stabbed myself and R. Kelly in the back, what does R. Kelly got to do with this air tag? I was just so confused reading this stuff. And mind you, guys, there was, and Nyla was the one that pulled those documents. There was a restraining order, a temporary restraining order similar to what's on Sylvia now, that was on Dana at one point. Now, after the temporary portion, which is 2 weeks, I told you guys, when you do ex parte, they make you go before the judge before they put any permanency to it, or any months beyond those two weeks. They want to hear both sides of the story. It got dismissed by Judge Manning at that time, but it looks like she had a restraining order for 2 weeks against him at some point in like 2020. But I'm going to proceed to read. He wants to know, what would y'all have done different from what I have done? When she stabbed myself and R. Kelly in the back, I was done. Then I been walked away from Sylvia and her scamming enterprise, but she couldn't let go. They couldn't let go. And her lapdogs came for me, and I destroyed them all. Now, these are all commas too, by the way. All this I read has been commas and not nan period at all. So from this point, I had no other choice but to report y'all favorite scamming blogger, Sylvia. But for the record, I will not be bullied or threatened by no one. I am not changing the truth, nor will be bothered by YouTube propaganda. Dana J will not be moved, so it's best to tell the truth now, because I'm bringing all the receipts and don't care who you are. If you're involved, you need to sit with y'all homegirl or sis. God bless. You know, they gotta end with the God bless after they kind of go off on you. You know, that's kind of the churchy way to put up the middle finger. God bless you and y'all channels and y'all effed up asses thoughts. I wish you the best, but she brought this on her damn self, and I'm standing on business. What? So Forgiven said, yes, the fight originally started over R. Kelly. This is why I said that it may have been that, like, I'm not even gonna speculate, but this is all over the place. But the update is we trying to understand why a week later she is in jail still, because that is crazy to me. On misdemeanors. It's Sylvia's birthday. Happy birthday, Sylvia. Oh wow. So y'all saying she is in jail on her birthday too? That's even more ridiculous. I didn't know that Sylvia brought her until recently regarding the Nesto phone call. Okay. Where you said we here because you the lawyer. If you shook, you know we should. I I I need y'all to help me out now. I ain't trying to profess to know everything, but she's in a holding detention center. She was not booked. The people from Clayton County come, the deputies, because there were calls. People were trying to call to figure out, hey, like y'all gonna come get her so she can get this bond set. They go over there, allegedly the sheriffs go over there to send someone over there to go get her. And they said, well, no, we're not going to release her until Fulton County books her in first. But Fulton County hasn't booked her in yet. This is too much. This is too much. Y'all, I heard she has a lawyer. That's what I heard. I don't know. Everything is hearsay. CCB said, are they fighting over? Oh gosh. Jesse, that is fine. If someone who is not law enforcement illegally tags or puts a locating device on my property, I'll go to the police. That's fine. I'm not arguing that fact. What I am talking about is if you have two misdemeanors, 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, if you have a misdemeanor, you are going to get some type of a bond. Or, like you don't even do time most of the time. And they have to prove it. So you're still innocent until proven guilty. So I'm not understanding. So again, from my understanding, Dennis even went to the solicitors general, or was going to go to the solicitors general, but they're closed because there are people on Twitter that were tagging the solicitor general because everybody got questions. So it ain't just me. I thought you could, because the first thing I said, well, at least it was on Wednesday, so she don't have to spend the weekend. Because sometimes they'll get you on Friday, and then you end up having to spend the weekend. Well, it sounds like that didn't help that it was on a Wednesday because she was still in there. So this is a whole complete mess is what it is. Let me see. Look at some of your comments so I could catch up here. Sharonda says she should have turned herself into Clayton County. Yeah. Michelle said, didn't she give him a car too that he was paying her for it and stopped or something like that? Child, I heard that too. I think we all just, unless like you were a part of, I guess unless you were a part of it from the beginning, we all pretty much have the same questions because we weren't a part of all of this stuff. We don't know about what happened in Chicago. Apparently there were things that happened in Chicago, and we just weren't privy to it. So we're all on the outside looking in. And this is why somebody said it's Dana, ex-cop. I heard that he was a peace officer. I don't know if he currently is or not. Gloria said the lawyer asking for child. She said the lawyer asking us for understanding. Listen, I am not above nobody. Petty said, I think it's tied up with the Nesto mess. Fulton County is holding her until tomorrow. Be patient. They will book her tomorrow and then release her to Clayton. That's still a long time. I hope they do. Petty, I hope they do. Lexi, the law nurse, said Fulton has a lot going on. I agree. So Nakinga said the computers are down. I know they still have a hack. They did have a hack. Okay, so that may be a part of the issue. So let's explore that. So they did have a hack. So we haven't been able to pull up documents, but that is jacked up. If you got in trouble around this time or accused of something around this time, then that means you may not be booked until they get the computers together. Succeed and says she's playing cards and have a good time. I'm sure she's making the best of it, but honey, who is not going to want to play cards at their dining room table? Who do you know that really want to play cards in the facility? Legally blind said I can't believe she went in there knowing she had a warrant in a jacked up county. So I think mostly so you guys think because the systems are still down. Some of the stuff is working, but some of it is not, and some of it is slowed down. Now I did hear it was a major hack, and I don't know how true this is because this is an article from someone. But in the article, it alleges that I guess someone came and there was a ransom request, and they have all type of personal information for folks in the county. A lawyer would have gotten her out of jail by now. That's what I was thinking because you can do a consent bond. Yeah, I heard that as well. Lexi, the law nerd. She said I heard on some live that her attorney is one of Young Thug's attorney. So thank you so much, Elaine. She said, awesome, Pam. You doing if I find any information, I'll let you guys know. But I ain't gonna lie, I was searching, I was calling, all of that. But again, I got the text message from the back and forth with Dennis and the one of the sheriffs or whatever, and that's that. But yeah, I hope she does get out tomorrow because this is just stupid at this point. That is not Dana's car. He did not make the payments. That is from Love and Devotion. She said that is not Dana's car. So, or he or she. I'm sorry. I don't know. Ali said they want to see the proof of the tag. Dana, bring your proof. That's what they said. Well, he has to prove it because I think they have, unless they move the TRO hearing, it's scheduled for the 22nd. Because I told you it's ex parte, so it's one-sided. They haven't heard her side yet. That's why I was saying I must I wanted to know like what is Deborah said I heard if they don't transfer, they have to release her. Okay. You said it's not that strange. Okay. Let me see what else. That's my goal, Jewel. It's my goal to be there to be able to report live, but it depends on really how I feel. It's been rough. It's been rough the last couple days. Somebody said singled out with Inga said, didn't somebody say the system was down? They had to resort back to paper. So now they are backed up. I swear. You may have. I'm asking y'all. See, this is why I came to y'all. I'm not on YouTube or the internet like that. So I don't necessarily know. I was just, calling people I knew, like, why is this taking so long? And it's just a misdemeanor. CCB said, "What will it take for you to move to Atlanta? We need you at the courthouse to spill the tea." Child, as long as I'm up to it, I Y'all calling him a rental cop, so he's not a real cop? What is happening here? I don't. I heard he was a cop at some point, so I don't know. All that improper grammar, and that was in a that's what he put in the official statement. Succeeding too said that's why I'm a good law abiding citizen. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate you guys. Monique said free Sylvia. No, Sharon B. She was not charged with a felony, from my understanding. You said don't take yourself to Georgia for this. No, I would not for that. Nesto has a hearing that's coming up. Illegally blind. I said that too. I said, so what they gonna do? You know, after she's there for a minute. Oh, I would have been in there crying because, honey, let me tell you, I visited people in jail and I've told this story. You guys, some of you probably have heard it before, but I remember going to visit somebody in jail, and this was back when I was doing criminal, and they had a fight or something like on one of the floors. So they locked all the cells down. Like I was visiting the client in like a cell, and they locked all of the cells down in the county. And I'm like, okay. So I'm talking to the guy. I wasn't like in fear of but it was just the thought of you can't get out. I think it was more mental. So I'm like asking, can you let me out? Can you like I'm ready to go? Hey, done with my visit. Can I get out of here? And they were just walking past me like I didn't say anything. They were like, we on lockdown. I was like, what? You had to stay in there until the lockdown was over. That was like 30 minutes, and I didn't like that. So I can't imagine a week. Listen, he's Fine Nine said it sounds like Fulton needs to be investigated and reformed. Forgiven says she's not having a good time in Fulton. That place is dangerous. I don't think she's in Fulton. It sounds like she's in a overflow like detention center. Carter Bing said the university I retired from was hacked almost 2 years ago and they still haven't fully recovered. Oh wow. Wow. Probably Jewel of the Nile. Probably will be going there. Miss T said the lesson for me is don't get in trouble in Fulton County. Well, the issues is in Clayton County, allegedly. It's not even in Fulton. She just went to Fulton, and I guess that's where they're the ones that have to book her first, I guess. I wasn't even understanding that. That's why I was like, maybe some law enforcement on here would help out, because I wasn't even the system was hacked, but they somehow had Sylvia's warrant on hand. This is bigger than 2 misdemeanors. Okay, that's from Petty Patty. You may be right. You may be right, sis. Traveling. That is right. YSL's attorney was arrested. Someone from YSL was their attorney was arrested for alleged gang type alleged interaction, and they were booked and released the same day. That is true. That is true. Heal Together said don't get in trouble at all. I agree with that. That's why I say I hope people, I don't want to see people go to jail and people got upset. And I'm just like, no, I just want people to not get in trouble. I want them to be law abiding citizens. That's it. Or not to get railroaded if that's the case. Somebody said Trump did it. You know what? He said chances are they lost a ton of data. I think she could ROR. That's she shouldn't even need money, right? They're gonna tell them to stay away from her. But see, this is my thing. So this again, I don't know the whole story. So this is not even bashing Dana, or it's not, of course, bashing Sylvia or nobody. I'm just literally in the middle looking on both sides. I don't understand. And if I was Sylvia, I would be in court at the TRRO hearing trying to understand if you're so scared of me that you want to get a restraining order. explain to this judge why you came to the court where I was at, knowing that I was there, and you came in my space, made sure that I saw you. Now, mind you, when a TRO happens, it don't matter. When you see whoever it is, you're expected to leave. It's their world. Basically, when you get a TRO, it becomes your world. They see you at the mall, they got to get up and go to another mall. They see you at a restaurant, they better say, check, please, and they have to get up and go. That's just how the TROs work. But it's no way, if I'm concerned about someone, that I am going to come in their vicinity. I'm just not. I'm just not coming in their vicinity. So that I picked up, and I think some of the stuff is a bit strange. So we'll wait to see how everything turns out. Maryland girl for life said they are slowed down because of the hack. Yeah, there was something in an article. If you guys Google it, you know. Greer Jones said a lawyer would have kept her out of jail in the first place. I agree. This is definitely a consent bond, and the consent would have been ROR. Stay away from him, stay out of his vicinity, don't contact him, don't go to his property to have his address and stuff on there. And that would have been it. No, I don't think no. This was actually an attorney in the YSL who, from my understanding, was representing someone who was separate and apart from like Young Thug and all of them. So they have their own separate case. Henry Turner said, I can tell a lot of people here haven't been to jail. Okay. If she didn't see the blind judge, since she's not in the jail, she's still in a holding cell where you can't play cards. She's at a detention center, allegedly, from the information that I received from Dennis Byron. So yeah, I agree. That is my experience. And I'm not saying that it's just unheard of for me. It's unusual. But I have heard that Georgia's just different. So you guys have seen me pull up their statutes and go over their statutes and all of that and learn it at the same time as you guys do, because I'm just not familiar with a system working like this. It makes me appreciate our system here, but I'm just not used to that. Ali said, I'm not going to that county, you know. I think she's fine. I've done work in Atlanta before. I'll have to pro hockey, and it's not hard when I want to do work wherever I want to do it at. That's not an issue. But I'm sure she's fine. This is nothing to even, you know, you know what Karen said why she can't get Sonya to be her lawyer. Well, so yeah. Let me look at some of these. Thank you, Ali. I appreciate that. Augusta, Georgia, Richmond County experienced a ransomware attack in 2023, and it took weeks to restore the county system. Yeah, we haven't been able to pull up documents on Fulton County, so a lot of things that I've gotten information from has just been contacting them directly, and you can get information that way. I haven't had a problem getting information that way, but yeah, it's still like when I try to go on their site, the way my virus protection on my computer works, it just kicks me out. Like, "Nah, you can't come here, sis." Like, it's not safe. So I haven't been over there. So mm-mm. Oh, he claims he was a PI. Love and Devotion said he was a PI. Okay. Y'all is out here talking about to be cops. I'm not. You guys, I'm trying to be serious. We have a crisis over here. We don't understand why she's still in jail. See, they gon' man. You say, you like wait a minute, you like it 1,000. No, he works security. He looks like a security guard. I'm not doing this with y'all. I am not. I was really here trying to give you guys an update. Thank you, GC. She gifted 5 memberships. I appreciate that. I gotta go in the you know, Melms, you are going in the corner. I'm putting you in the corner. In the YouTube corner. I think YouTube should have like sections for certain people. I'm putting you in the corner. You in timeout. Every is done on paper right now. I do go past Virginia. Strange things going on in the South. Yeah, I heard it was a misdemeanor as well. I pulled it up. Mims, I'm gonna need you to stop. Forgiven said Fulton has 10 days to book her or release her. So what you think that they're gonna keep her for 10 days because they just want to let her go? Why would they get her anyway? You see what I'm saying? Like that, she doesn't have an issue in Fulton County. Her issue is in Clayton. So why would you go through all that? Go to the court. Was this like a show? Because why would you go to court, book her, and then have her sitting in the overflow detention center, and then know after 10 days you got to let her go because you haven't even booked her? Traveling Tootie said Fulton is already under scrutiny. And in all fairness, I think there are a lot of counties or states that have issues in the judicial system. I think some of them are highlighted more than the others. And Fulton County, to me, even practicing like doing the Ernesto situation, the time that I was in Fulton County for a case, it was odd. Like you have to have someone who practices there to kind of guide you and direct you because they do things a little bit different. But I heard the jails are not safe. They're using the actual see like things falling off of the walls and different material that's falling to like hurt people. And then we seen with Erica in the women's facility in Fulton, they were saying there were flooding and they had all type of stuff in the water that was disgusting and all of that. So yeah, it seems like, and we know they have all these unindicted people. So yeah, Fulton needs an overhaul. I'm surprised the ACLU hasn't stepped in. Lonnie said it's always been horrible in Fulton County. The news reports about Fulton County all the time. Someone allegedly passed from bed. That was disgusting. The bed bug situation. So for those of you that don't know, there was a guy who was in there and he was literally eaten alive by bed bugs. So it ate at him. He was in there for like 26 days and he was eaten alive. And it's a Ben Crump case. But the sad part about a lot of this stuff is these people are in there because they have bonds and they can't afford them. Some of these people are being injured or have been unalived or whatever while they were in there. And then they got bonds that you're like, so you couldn't get anybody to pay $500? Like you couldn't get anybody to pay $300? Because I think the bed bug situation, correct me if I'm wrong, it was around $500. Call me darling, said I feel bad for her. I didn't like her sneakiness, but I didn't want this for her. I'm not saying oh boy is lying, but his story was hard to understand. That's all I'm saying. I know, I mean, I'm fair. I don't care who you are, and people try to sway me. I know some people have tried to drag me or whatever. I'm gonna be fair. I don't have a dog in this fight, but I think everyone deserves to present their case. And it may just be stay away from each other, right? That seems to me to be the solution. You stay on your side of the street, I stay on my side of the street. I'm not talking about you on the internet. You don't talk about me on the internet. Because, like, do they all have, if you're an R. Kelly fan, you guys all gotta agree and be in groups and group chats or something? You can like R. Kelly and be an R. Kelly fan from a distance. But like I said, it was one time Sylvia was online and she was crying, like, and I DM'd her and I'm like, girl, what's going on? Is everything okay? And she told me that a guy had been harassing her for a while and this and that. And I was just like, man, I hope you feel better. And she told me she was trying to get her order, but I don't know what he had done to her at that time. So perhaps I hope she documented stuff and recorded stuff if this has been an ongoing thing so that she can present her case as well to see perhaps this has been mutual combat. I don't know. I don't know. Morky mom said the chat is not feeling Dana at all. We don't want Sylvia sleeping in poop, even though we're not feeling her either. See, that's why I know you guys are my community. Cause see, what I don't like about YouTube is they get this crazy camaraderie where it's like, I don't like X the YouTuber. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna link up with Y and Z who don't like X the YouTuber. And then Y and Z and myself, we all gonna go on a panel. We gonna drag X because now we are like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Like that's how they are. And it's crazy to me because it's just like you want to believe bad things about people because you don't like them. And that's not adult like. I'm not like that. I'm not just gonna go regardless of what people have said. I know people in Sylvia's they was going in on me in the chat and stuff, and they're entitled to their opinion. That was my experience. I don't invalidate nobody else's perceptions and experiences, and I want people to respect mine. That does not mean that I want anything bad to happen to her. That doesn't mean I'm gloating at injustice happening or whatnot. I just thought it was ironic that everybody was going off over the weekend and we were the mobs. I don't like being lumped in as a mob or anything like because that's not who I am. So I don't like that. I don't like my integrity being tested in any way over here on YouTube. But people do it all the time, so I'm pretty much used to it at this point. But I didn't like that. And my whole thing was like, how do you do that? And you know that you have this warrant out here. Why wouldn't you just go get a consent judgment? Because I knew about it and I'm not you. So I would assume you would too. I would assume when people told me you knew that you probably did. So if that's the case, why wouldn't you go in there with someone or get an attorney and go straight to Clayton? I wouldn't even been in Fulton. You cover stuff in Fulton. I wouldn't have stepped foot in Fulton. And maybe she thought Fulton wouldn't give a dang. Like they got too much to deal with. They don't really care about little old me. So maybe that's what she thought. I don't know her process. We won't know until Sylvia comes and tell us what it is. She said my eyes will be swollen. Dennis said he is here. Dennis is the one that had the information related to Sylvia and that she is being held in the detention center and she is awaiting to be processed from Fulton County. Allegedly over there in Clayton, they came to get her, and the detention center said, no, 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 you can't come get her yet because she needs to be processed over in Fulton. I don't know what's taking them so long. I probably could have flew down there, processed her, and went in front of a magistrate, and she would have been out faster than what's happening here. But that's C.A. Williams said, I know what you're talking about, Pam. I used to be a probation and parole officer and would visit clients who couldn't bail out. I was so sad when I'd be leaving the facility. Yeah, it's very sad. Mhm. So Dev said, if an agency has a warrant for you and you are being held at a different agency, they have 10 to pick you up or you will be released. What yep, I get that. But what I'm saying is the agency that wants her, they allegedly went to pick her up and they wouldn't release her because Fulton County hadn't even booked her yet. Like she was supposed to be booked. So that's the disconnect for me because I don't even understand why Fulton cares to book her because You're just being held for somebody else to come get you. Now, if Fulton picked her up on a different crime or something, then to me that makes sense. If they picked her up because they pulled her over, for instance, and they found out she didn't have a license, I can totally see them holding her until she's booked or whatever it is. But then they say, even if you make bail here, you got to wait because Clayton County has to pick you up. And they have 10 days to pick you up. Or they'll tell you, they'll call over and they'll say, look, we don't plan on picking them up. Like with Nesto, he has warrants in California. When all of this stuff happened, California told them they're not coming to get him. Now, if he come to California, he might get got, but they're not coming to get him, is what was said. So that's my experience of the process. Now, the fact that they picked her up knowing she had a warrant, that warrant information is in Clayton County. So if they picked her up and took her to a detention center, and this is just my thought process, I'm not saying this is the process. It seems that they would have just waited for Clayton to come pick her up, and then they would have took her to Clayton County. But allegedly, Clayton County came to pick her up, and they were like, no, she hasn't been processed in Fulton yet. So that is where my disconnect is. Sonia said, hey, Pammy Pam, does her false claim that she's out of the country change her situation with the warrant? I'm not sure what you're referring to, Sonia. So there was a claim about did she make a false claim or was it someone that made one about her? I'm not sure what that's about. Lois said, I'll wait on you for a recap of Nesto bond here on Friday. I'll have dinner ready for y'all. In the meantime, everyone hit the thank you, Lois. I appreciate that. I'm going to definitely try my best, y'all, to get down there so I can give you breaking news. Mims. He said, I think Shirley turned Sylvia in. Thank you for the super chat, Mims. I appreciate you. Yes, I appreciate. He said, I want to personally thank everyone who has supported and respected my wife. Thank you guys. Because there definitely are some people out here that don't. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I don't take it lightly. Wasn't little Sylvia down to her mama's YouTube screaming, we got money over here. We got money, lawyer. She did. I talked about that on the video. I don't even think you need money for this, right? 2 misdemeanors. You can get ROR on felonies. Excuse me. I was advised that her attorney was someone that represented one of the YSL, like one that was a part of the RICO, but not in this main trial. So this person got severed, meaning he's just going to have his individual trial. Y'all saying it's all Trump. Listen, do you think that's what the heck is about? I respect everybody's opinion. I don't put anything past anybody. Coco J said ROR equals release on recognizance. Just for anybody that was like, what the heck is a ROR? Thank you so much, Coco J. Because sometimes, see, this is the paralegal of the bunch. Sometimes I just talk and I assume everybody knows what I'm talking about. Call me darling said, never have been to jail and don't plan on going. Listen, I hope you don't. No, she hasn't been processed, Lonnie. That's what I'm saying. If when you get processed, now when the Trump situation happened, the reason why it was the way it was, literally the prosecutor contacted once an attorney entered an appearance, for instance, for Trump. Then that attorney was in touch with the prosecutor and then they negotiated a consent bond. They both signed off on it. Giuliani was the same way. Consent bond. Cuddy. She was one of the minor ones, the one that was like the former PR for Kanye West. They signed consent bonds, which basically means you already have your bond in place. So you just come in and you get processed. And because you posted your bond, you walk right out. You go in and out. And that's what you can do if you have an attorney. The last hearing we had with Ernest Williams, you heard them say, if you guys watched it on my platform, that there was a consent bond, a consent agreement as to bond. You can consent on the other side and the judge just signs off on it. So you said we don't do jail. Being in jail must be traumatic, baby. Cool JB said, remember, GA is in the South. Many years later, some things have not changed. Yeah, I had a case in Troup County. I don't know if anybody's heard of that, but I had a case in Troup County and I had never seen such. It was like going back in time. And the case, I went and I got some body cameras, right? And when I looked at the body cameras, do you not know that the guy, because it was a car accident case, the guy that hit my client, he was a white guy, and he basically was calling them all type of N words, and it was unreal. When I was listening to the body cam, I was like, did he just blatantly just? I said, yeah, I'm not. And I think we think of the South, we think of Georgia, we think of Atlanta. We don't think of how big Georgia is, you know? Miss T said those women in there hurt Erica King real bad. Oh man. Nope, it hasn't been. She went last Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So she's only been in 7. So Tuesday, Wednesday. So by Friday, but somebody says she's supposed to be released tomorrow, but I don't know. I'm just reporting what people say. Titus Two Chicks said, I'm not her biggest fan, but I don't want to see the woman in jail. I feel this is going to make her a bigger criminal apologist now. Insufferable. So, while in holding, do they attend to your medical needs? I know she has diabetes. This is from Monique's World. So, hypothetically, I had a case where I know you like, girl, you done had a case of every. I've been practicing a little minute, guys. So, when you first start practicing, you have the open door practicing headspace. Anybody open that door, you pretty much taking their case because you need the money. So I've done a lot of cases, but I do 1983 cases, which are you can have cruel and unusual punishment. If she is in there and she has to take insulin every day because she's diabetic again, I don't know anything about her health. None of that. I didn't bring it up. I don't know anything. I don't know. I'm just going off assuming that what you're saying is correct. If that is the truth, then they have to provide her with what she needs. If they don't provide her with what she needs, she got a case. Because I had a case like that where somebody didn't get their medication for 2 weeks. And it was a decent case too. So hopefully they're giving her what she needs. Because other than that, she's gonna have a case. So I done finally got to the memberships. Y'all know I'm behind because I talked about that a long time ago. Jewel, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Lolita said, thanks for your insight. Thank you so much for listening to me and you guys helping me out. I thought I saw her doing a lot today, or maybe it was just somebody doing one for her. Alive, I think. Yeah, they've been uploading videos, I guess, for her to stay in the algorithm. Thank you. She said, thank you for all you do. Thank you, GC. I appreciate you. Call me darling said I was sure she'd be out today. I hope so. Because this don't make sense. I mean, especially if she has the now, what if on the flip she goes and she has the restraining order and she goes there and the judge dismisses the restraining order part? How would that affect her case? That's why I said I'm interested in the substance of it. Like all of this, let's not procedurally not do things accurate. I want everybody to have justice. Sherry said, I heard people are passing in Fulton and toilets flooding. I've heard that as well. Let me go down to these comments because, baby, I'm so behind. Dev says some folks on YouTube act like cyber high school. They do. I have never seen nothing like this in my life, and I wasn't prepared for it. I'm gonna be honest. I had a delusion. I was real like I was like, I'm gonna come on and I am going to talk to the people and I'm gonna tell them, and they're not gonna agree with me, which I love debate. And we're gonna go back and forth, and I'm gonna teach them stuff, and they're gonna teach me stuff, and we're gonna be one big legal happy family. Man, please. I started seeing my name tagged and stuff. I started seeing my name being thrown out here. I seen ads. People get mad at you when you don't give them attention. I'm like, what is this? I didn't deal with this when I was in high school. It's crazy. Chef Don said, woo, talk about it. I don't like it at all in real life. I can't stand that. It's different out here. Taisha said he's been after Sylvia for years. I don't know. Okay, so the Real Brown Family Chronicle says Sylvia was booked by Fulton County because she evaded when they came out to her house or even when they gave her the opportunity to walk in and take care of the matter. Sylvia and Dana need to fix it. Okay, that's the Real Brown Family Chronicles who said that that's the reason why she needs to be booked in Fulton County. Thank you so much for your input. You said YouTube equals high school. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. Thank you, Succeeding. You said we didn't question your integrity. It's the other person's we question. Michelle said, oh, so they intentionally holding her allegedly. That's what they say. What? Taisha Simone said, I heard a video today of Dana threatening Sylvia when she took her car back. I saw that. Let me see if I can pull that up. I don't want to. Okay, no, I'm not gonna play it because I don't know. I ain't said nice things. They might try to like we gonna get her channel. Lois said, what bothers me in any county is injustice in the justice system, violating what little rights we do have, especially for those of us who cannot afford the best lawyers who are fighters. I agree with you. We on board today, Lois. I'm feeling your vibe. I agree with you. Clayton, Cobb, and outskirt counties are here. Oh, like worse than Fulton? V Smalls. Oh my goodness. I see some of the smart comments about Dennis, but Dennis is, regardless of what you guys think, he really is trying to call people to see what was going on with her and to see about her. So I don't know. They had some form of friendship, and you guys got to stop thinking that just because you fall out with somebody, you hate them. So it's people I don't talk to from 20 years ago, but I would never tell their business. If they called me and said I'm have an issue and I can help them with their issue, I have no problem doing that. If I could help them financially, I probably would. You don't have to fall out with people and hate them to that degree, if it makes sense. Like you can just have different seasons in your life where that person is in your life for that moment or for that year or for that 5 years or whatever that season is in your life. And then it's time for you to separate. People don't know how to separate. And that's the problem. When the season is up, let's go your way, you go mine. But that doesn't mean if I see somebody that we're no longer in communication that I want bad to happen to them. That's not that's not how it should be. She has to traveling Tootie says she has to be booked for tracking purposes from a former booking. And thank you so much, traveling Tootie. So now we have another explanation here. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Thank you so much. So she needs to be booked in Fulton County because they want to be able to track her. Well, just in case she get in the car and then they like, you know what, Sylvia, we think this case is crap. So just get out and go ahead and run, go back out. No, that makes sense. Thank you so much. Oh, God. So Dana said, when you mention me, make sure you know facts. You're spreading misinformation, ma'am. To Taia Simone. I don't know what she said. I don't know. I don't know. But y'all, please don't start arguing in this chat. I just want to give my little brief. We go over the legal stuff. Ladang, thank you so much. You said, wait a minute, I've been away. We are talking about infamous Sylvia, the blogger. Yes, we are. Yeah. Traveling Tootie, thank you. They giving me all the info. You said she has to be booked because if there's another agency that has the warrant that's valued higher, they get her first. But you don't like know that when you go pick them up. Don't they run their background to see? First of all, they were going on a warrant for another county, from my understanding. So wouldn't they know if there were other warrants if they knew the warrant from that county? Taisha said, I'm nosy. I called and asked, and she had no charges in Fulton. Fulton had no reason to hold her this long. So Taisha said that she nosy. She called them, and they said she doesn't have any charges there. Chad, this is crazy. Y'all, this is Dana. This is the person that Sylvia that put out the restraining order and stuff. Dana, do you guys still have a hearing on Thursday for the TPO? Hey, really B. Worldwide said her daughter did say this was war. But oh my goodness, y'all arguing in this chat. So you guys, the reason why I'm late on these comments, obviously they're coming pretty quickly. I haven't even been able to see. Let's go over these. Oh my goodness. I want to hear all sides, y'all. I'm just saying, I can appreciate Dana. I ain't said all the nice, I ain't been off for him. So the fact that he's still able to say, he'll come over and answer questions or whatever, I can appreciate that. C.A. Williams said, I think today is actually Sylvia's birthday. Fulton is out here arresting everybody. Yeah, I heard it was her birthday today. I think they have a video over there. Succeeding to. Thank you for the 9.99 super chat. She said, thanks for being 100. Thank you. Aries said, thank you for your insight on this matter. Well, as much as I can give, I know I ain't been all the way helpful because, baby, I don't be understanding sometimes about what Georgia got going on. This is so kind of you. Thank you so much, MAPRPR, for the 49.99 super chat. That was very kind of you. I appreciate you. Let me get back. I got to get to the bottom because, honey, I'm going to be here all day trying to get to the chat. I'm like 20 minutes behind. Oh, my goodness. Hazel said it's her sister's birthday. No, I heard it was her birthday today. Oh, wow. Let me get off of here. Y'all getting a little rowdy up in this chat now. God bless you, Pam, and all that are watching. Praying that everyone had a good weekend. Thank you, Sharon. I received that. I appreciate you. Um, Lovejoy said I don't have empathy because her ego got her in trouble. She should have turned herself in. Okay, Lovejoy. We all got the right to our opinions over here. Daddy Doodle said the computer system is down. Everything is being done by hand. Carla said she earned the infamous title now. So Jonah had to stay inside the wheel for 3 long days before he admitted he had not followed God's instructions. Okay, totally unrated said the real question is why didn't she just turn herself in? Answer because she wanted the people to talk about her. That's interesting. I wanted to know why she didn't turn herself in. I've said that as well. Yeah, I think that was not a smart thing to do. You know what, Nitwit? She said, I think y'all to come to Harris County to commit your crime bond almost guaranteed. You know what? Enjoy your day, Joanna. Enjoy your day at work. All right. Okay, y'all. Y'all getting a little mean in these chats. I just came on. It's supposed to be a 15-minute live, and we've been on for hours. So I got to get off here. I told you guys I feel like garbage right now, but I wanted to let you guys know the information I got. Again, shout out to Dennis from the Hip Hop Inquirer who's been trying to figure out what was going on. And anybody got any more information, feel free to inbox me. TheLawIntellect@gmail.com. I hope you guys have a great day. Again, whenever I feel better, I'll be back. But right now, I feel like garbage. Do you hear me? Straight trash. Thank y'all for everything, all the super chats and all of that stuff. I appreciate you guys. Please, please, please enjoy the rest of your day. Let me see. I'll talk to you guys next time.